Welcome back to another Mysterious Huntsman episode. Hope everyone had a great Labor Day weekend. I know I did up until I tore my rotator cuff playing volleyball on Sunday night, I think it was. But other than that, it's been a great weekend. And I even have somewhat of a UFO encounter that I actually saw personally over in the Chattanooga, Tennessee area. I'll probably go into detail about that a little more later. But first, gonna have a returning guest tonight. Phillip is coming back with his Bigfoot stories surrounding Nashville. He's a favorite guest, and I can't wait to hear what he's got going on now. But first, we're gonna hear from my sponsor. Thank you for tuning in to The Mysterious Huntsman, a show where we encourage everyone to share their paranormal experiences with our online audience. Before we get started, I'd love to thank our sponsor, the Premier Group LLC, and the product Hemp Paste for helping to change the lives of so many. You've no doubt heard of CBD oil. Well, CBD is just one cannabinoid out of about 118 contained within the hemp plant. Hemp Paste uses the whole plant, containing all 118 cannabinoids and natural terpenes without the harmful extraction process. So you get the full benefit of the plant. Most CBD oils on the market today only contain about 2 to 3% CBD. That's it. Hemp paste contains at least 17 to almost 20% CBD plus all of the other properties within the plant. People tell us that their PTSD, depression, anxiety, OCD, joint pain, spasms, and many other conditions have greatly improved or completely gone away using hemp paste. So if you would like more information on this amazing product, please email me at mysteriousHuntsman@gmail.com. You owe it to yourself to give it a try, and you'll be glad you did. By the way, hemp paste is perfectly legal and meets all local, state, and federal laws. Now let's get into the show. So as I told you earlier, I may have had a UFO experience. And when I say UFO, I'm saying unidentified flying object. I'm not talking about, a possible ET connection or anything. It's just something that I experienced, that I personally witnessed, that I'm not sure how to identify it. But it was in the early morning hours of Monday morning, leaving Chattanooga en route to an area, going toward Lexington, Kentucky. And I was near the Cherokee National Forest. And this was possibly around 4:30 a.m. And I looked over into a overlook into a canyon to my right. And of course the sun hasn't come up yet. But I see this gray ball that's not illuminated just fly past me on the right side of my car. And it wasn't going at tremendous speeds. Of course, I was going the opposite direction. And it kind of took me off guard because I wasn't expecting to see that. And I'll tell you why it may or may not be anything out of the ordinary, because sometimes in these canyon areas or these big valleys, they will string high power or high tension power lines through the area. And to avoid airplanes or any kind of aircraft coming through the area so they can avoid hitting them, they will see these big plastic balls that they clamp to the poles. But it was just kind of odd, and it didn't look like it was in a line of a power line, and I didn't even see any power lines or power poles going in the area. So what I've been doing the past couple of days is trying to, since I'm not back over there, to actually drive by and see in the daylight if it was just these plastic balls for the aircraft. I've been trying to scour through Google Earth and Google Drive, just trying to see if I could get in exactly in the area and see if anything catches my attention. But so far, I have not seen anything in the area yet. So when I get a chance, I've got to get back over there, make that same drive, and see if I see this plastic ball, maybe suspended in air on a power line. If I don't see one of those in that area, then I can't really explain what I saw, because it was probably at about 100 yards off to my right in a canyon. And to 100 yards to me, it was a little bit bigger than my thumb. It was probably about basketball size to my perception. So 100 yards off. There's no telling how big it was. I really couldn't tell that, but it just completely flew past me, and I wasn't sure what that was. So it's kind of perplexing, but I'm going to try and find out exactly what that was, and before I go claiming that it was some type of drone, some type of possible military craft, but it was a singular gray sphere that was not illuminated. So it was just odd, but just wanted to get that out there and get ready to welcome Phillip. Phillip, he came on early on into the show, and everyone loved him, and I can't wait to hear his next adventures. That I know he goes out into this area, which is undisclosed, outside of Nashville, and he has a lot of Bigfoot activity. So let's sit back and see what Phillip has to say tonight. Hey, Phillip, it's Paul. How are you doing, man? It's been way too long.
Good, man. How you doing? I agree.
I'm doing all right. I just, you'd send me text every now and then, and it looks like that you've had a lot more stuff going on. And I just wanted to get you back on here because I know you sent me a very interesting video, and I've got to get that out there so everyone can see the light that you picked up on one of your hunts. And man, take it away. I can't wait to hear what you've got going on.
Yeah, man. I've been getting out a lot lately, man. I've picked up a couple of new research sites, man, and been spending a lot of time, man. I've been going out probably 4 or 5 times a week, man. And I got this new place, and just some crazy stuff been happening to me out there. I haven't really seen anything. That's the crazy thing. I really haven't seen anything, but I did get except for that orb. I got that on video and whatever. There's something peeking around the tree. I couldn't really signify what it was, but anyways, me and my girlfriend, we went. We was out one night, and I was parked under a tree, and something hit the top of the car real hard, and it like spooked us. Scared us, And then she's like, "Did you do that?" And I said, "No." And then like 20, 30 seconds later, boom, it did it again, It scared us. It was so loud. It scared us so bad that we went to go take off, and when we did, something snapped the car door open. On her side, and it was like with a lot of force too, and it really scared us. So we took off, and didn't come back that night. Well, the next night we went again, and we stopped and got us something to eat at McDonald's, and we was parked kind of like by the woods, and she took a bite of a chicken nugget and threw it out in the woods. She didn't want it, and she was still sitting in the car. She threw it out the window. Well, I had already gotten out of the car and had set my cameras and stuff up, and all of a sudden the chicken nugget come flying out of the woods and hit me right in the chest. Wow! With a lot of force,
So they don't like. So they
really
don't.
Hard.
They don't like chicken nuggets, then.
No, I don't guess so, man. But I knew it was the same one that she threw in the woods because she had taken a bite out of it, and it was the first one and the only one that she had taken a bite out of and threw out there.
Oh, you should have went to Popeyes first. I hear their chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, they might have kept that one. But man, we've been going a lot lately, man, and I've got this new site, man. It's behind a major plant where they make a lot of adhesives and fabrics and stuff. And I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff out there, man. I've done a lot of daytime research and finding lots and lots of skeletons, deer skeletons, and lots of turkey skeletons. And something's been feeding on chickens. Turkeys and deer quite a bit, man.
Really?
In that area right there. Well, I got some other friends of mine that were out there at the same place, and they said that they seen this tree shaking real bad, and then they heard something growling and snorting, and then they heard something, whatever. Evidently, something had grabbed something, a baby deer or whatever, and it went up in a tree with it. I don't know of anything around there that could have killed something and picked it up in a tree other than a bobcat or maybe something like that. But they said, no, this was not a bobcat the way it was snorting and growling. They said it was something big. It was really shaking that tree. It was huge. And anyways, that's one of the things that draws me to this place. There's been a few people tell me about some of the things that they've seen and heard down there. So
right.
I've been going down there quite a bit. And they're right. There's something there. Uh, there's some things. Like I said, I haven't seen anything because whatever. I've just heard a lot, and like I said, and I had the chicken nugget thing at me. Oh, and one night I was with a friend of mine down there, and we were clean. He was cleaning his car out while I was setting my cameras up, and there was a little plastic ball, one of those little capsules like you get out of a bubble gum machine, get a little toy in it.
Yeah.
And it was laying on the floorboard, and he pitched it over in the woods, and just a few seconds later, it come flying back out of the woods and landed in the parking lot. Something had thrown it back at us. So whatever, he likes to throw things, whatever's out there. Like I said, I can't wait to get something on video. The light is really the only thing I've caught on video out there so far. But it's just a matter of time, man. I've been going out, like I said, 4 or 5 times a week, man. I keep the cameras rolling, man.
Well, that's what it takes. I wish I had time to get out there with you and do that. It seems like the video that you sent me was pretty incredible because it looked like the light was up in the trees. I don't know, between 4, 5, 6 feet high, which is not a really big deal. But you would think if you're dealing with Bigfoot or whatever, you'd see something higher. But they're not carrying a flashlight. But here's what's weird about this light that you sent me. It looks like it's on a rotating spindle of some sort. It's like it's turning, yet it's not going away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it backs off and comes back in. It's just really a weird light.
Well, I tell you what drew me to that light. My camera was pointed, which I got them on tripod so I can spin around real quick. But I had the camera pointing towards the woods and just letting it run, And I was facing that way, and I heard something run across the parking lot behind me, like really fast, man. It really sounded like a pitter patter of a dog or something. It was really quick, and when I heard that, I spun my camera around, and whatever it was went behind this tree, the tree that the light was on. And then when I hit the tree with my camera, is when I caught the light. It seems like when I feel like something's present there, these lights are appearing. But that's the first time I catch them lights on, because these lights, they can be fast or they can hover. It's pretty weird, man. I've been seeing a lot of these things though, but that's the only one I've been able to catch on video was that one.
Well, yeah, I'm going to try and if I can get that off my phone onto the at least Facebook, I'm going to try and get that video up there and let everyone see it. It's pretty incredible. And I don't know if these things are anything to do with a Sasquatch or Bigfoot or whatever, but what I do know is a lot of reports are coming in that they kind of coincide with one of the other sightings. You either have some orbs or lights, balls of light.
They do.
Or you added Bigfoot sightings, and now people are starting to report both in the same area. So it's kind of odd.
Yeah, I've come to the same conclusion, man. When I feel these, when I know these creatures are present, man, I start seeing these lights are coming around. So yeah, I think they're associated with the creatures too, man. I really do. Like I said, when I know the creatures are present, I start seeing these lights. It's the same exact same kind of light. It looks like a small moon, about 4 or 5 inches round. It's like iridescent. It's incandescent. It's got a little bit of a glow to it. It's the same exact one. It's not a different. They don't vary in size or anything. It's the same size, and they move the same kind of way. And I've seen them, circle around a tree, but it seems like to me that when I really start when I break out the infrared cameras, man, they back off. And I think they're aware of I think they know what an infrared camera is, because they just get real. They back off and real distant, man.
Yeah, and I know when I was out there with you, or not out there, but when I was with you on that last location we were at, we saw like a light. Didn't we see like a light trying to form across the lake? It was way off in the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, I didn't have thermal with me at the time, and I couldn't really pick it up, but it was such a great distance. But it looked like there was light flashes, and something was trying to form at least across the lake. I mean, I wish we could have I wish we'd had a boat at the time to just get across there quick enough.
Well, I've hired a guy, man, that's got a boat. I haven't. I mean, I've just made arrangements with him. He's going to take me out to a couple of these places, particularly the one that we went to, and try to get over there and see, and try to run some cameras, man. But I've been seeing those flashing lights like we've seen that night. I've been seeing those too off in the distance, man. I don't know what it is, man. I can't get close enough to it. It always seems like it's on the other side of the lake, where I'm at, and I can't get close to it. But so as soon as I get this guy where he can take me over to where I need to go, I'm going to go over there and shoot some video and do some daytime research and try to maybe get some of those kind of lights on film too.
Right. That'd be great.
Maybe you can find time, maybe you can get up here and go with me.
Yeah, I want to. I know we are probably about to hit into our slow season at work, and I should be. Right. And plus, I probably want to wait till it gets a little cooler. I know the last time we were there, mosquitoes about carried you and I both off, and that was
they're bad now too.
Now, is this close? Great. Is this close to the same area that we were at last?
About probably 15 miles away. Yeah, it's a different lake, but about 15 miles away. And that's really weird because I ride my mountain bike, every evening, and I go out by the lake that I had not researched ever, but never even thought anything was out there, and something flanked me in the woods, beside the road one day when I went out there, and I heard it, and it seemed like maybe 2 or 3 more had joined it on the way out, and they flanked me right out of there. And I know that's when I knew something was there. So I started going down there and running my cameras, man. And the more I stayed down there, I started hearing vocalizations and, wood knocks and whoops and just every indication that they're there, man. But it's just a matter of time, man. I'm going to get one on video.
I can't wait.
I'm running my cameras way too much, not from one of them to mess up and step out in front of it.
Right. And I was going to tell you, I was in that area this past Friday night. I had to, I'm a musician. I had to fill in for a musician at we had a gig on one of the marinas there at one of the clubs on the lake. And it was about 1:00 in the morning. I was coming out, and there was a security guard there that patrols that whole lake area.
Right.
And I was tired. I didn't really have time or any kind of recording equipment to talk to him, but I just stopped him for a second and I said, "Hey, I bet you see some crazy or hear some crazy things out here on this lake at night." He said, "Brother, you have no idea." And I said, "Is it just the local people?" Or he said, "I could tell you some stories if you got time." And I was like, "I'll have to come back." So,
wow.
Yeah, so I need to. I've got his information. I need to get back over there and talk with him. But
man, I'd like to be with you when you do, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have to plan a trip over because he had a different look on his face. I don't think it was just the local drunk person giving him problems. I think there's other stuff that goes on around that lake late at night that no one's aware of.
Yeah, there is. Well, I was out there one night real late, and I had a little fire going. I guess somebody had called law enforcement because of the fire, and he came out there, and me and him talked for a while, and I quizzed him for a little while, but man, he shut up on me so fast. It was obvious that other things were going on out there other than just the kids out there raising Cain. So
right.
I knew right then that he knew about things that he wasn't going to talk about.
Right, and
but the security guard, I would say he'd probably be more loose-lipped than your law enforcement.
Yeah, I think so. I could tell he wanted to talk, and like I said, we had so much equipment we were trying to load up and get out of there, and I had to get on the road the next day and travel, and I just had to. I was too tired to stick around, but I wanted to.
Yeah, Yeah, he'd be one to talk to, man. I mean, I've seen him. I think I know the same exact guy you're talking about, but I've never talked to him. So.
Yeah, like I said, I've got his information, and he was a real nice guy, older fella with white hair and a white mustache. I guess.
I think that's the same guy. Yeah, that's him. Yep, I'm almost sure of it. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, he patrols that whole place out there.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Well, what else has been going on?
Oh, not a whole lot, man. Just working a lot, man. But like I said, I've been getting out about 4 or 5 times a night, man, and I don't think I get. I think out of maybe 1 or 2. It seems like the full moons are when I get the best activity, man. So I've been really, really looking forward to the full moon. I don't know what it is about it, but I get a lot of activity on those nights.
Well, yeah, and I think it's like most, if these things or whatever's out there are nocturnal, like most things, they like to get out and hunt when they can, have better vision.
Yeah.
And
well, a lot. I talk to a few people that might be halfway believers, and I tell that's what I tell them. These things are the reason. Well, why don't we see them? Or why don't we hear them? I'm like, well, you're asleep. You're in your bed 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning when they're at their most active, time of the day. So I mean, chances of you hearing one or seeing one is going to be, really, really slim. So, I think that's one of their advantages. That's why they stay so elusive, man.
Right. And plus, I was going to say, I know you've heard that, the crazies come out when the full moon's up, and I can tell you that's the truth because when I was a cop, it's like you can check with the police force or you can check with the hospitals. Anytime around full moon, it's like incidents go up, the accidents go up. I mean, all kinds of things happen. It's like everybody gets a little more froggy or something when a full moon happens.
Maybe.
So maybe these things are affected by the same full moon. So who knows?
Yeah, it's chemistry, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it seems that way for me, anyways. But yeah. Shoot, man, I'm looking forward to you coming back, man. And my sister, man, she's been itching to go back too, and then I've done got my niece into it, man. Her husband, they had a sighting, at night, but they couldn't really. All they could tell me was it was black and it was huge and it ran on all fours.
Oh,
and it
really?
sounded like it killed a deer. Yeah. This is not far from where we was at. So, and this is on his grandparents' property. So I've been wanting to get over there. There's 2 or 3 places, man, that I've talked to people about. They put me on. I just hadn't had time between where I've been going, and work and everything. I haven't had time to get out there. But I'm getting some good places for us, man. Just whenever you get time, I'd like to take you to a couple of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. Maybe we should shoot for maybe later this month, or maybe for sure in October when the next time when the full moon's really coming up. I think we should try and plan a trip.
It's a whole lot more. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, the fall is so much more comfortable, man, to get out there than it is when it's stifling hot. But yeah, sure, man. I'm anticipating it big time.
Yeah, and I know that you, last time you were on, or even last time we spoke, you told me about a friend where you had a sighting actually in a barn, and
yeah,
I didn't know if you've kind of renewed that friendship, or if you talked to him anymore about it, or if you've possibly.
No, I haven't, man. I've lost his phone contact and everything, and it's a pretty decent skip away. So I really haven't made the time to go up there and try to talk to him, man. But I really would, because that was where I had my first, visual sighting, and that's where, man, they ran across the top of his house. I heard them hooping and hollering. They had to be so skittish out there, I wouldn't even come out of the house up there.
Right.
But yeah, I'd really like to get back up there.
Yeah, if you ever do, I would love to go with you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Let me, like I said, I'm gonna reach out to him again and try to get a hold of him, man. And we'll set up. I'll start setting up some stuff to where we can get out there, man, and get some stuff going, man. Yeah. Yeah,
it sounds good to me. Well, like I told you, you're all the listeners love to hear your story. So anytime you want to come on, you're more than welcome. Just reach out to me or certainly,
I will, man.
if anything else happens that
I will.
Maybe even if you're on an investigation or you're out there researching or looking, if you got something,
Oh, yeah.
Maybe,
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Maybe give me a shout.
Well, all I can do, Paul, is just tell you what happens to me out there, man. That's all I can tell you. It's some pretty crazy stuff. Some people don't believe it, but my reviews, man, on the people I have taken out, man, people just can't believe what's going on. Some of them even went to the point of even making fun of me and, poking fun at me until I've taken them out there. And several of them is like, I'll never go back there again, especially at night, But that's the best time, I love going out there at night, man. I love going out there by myself, at night, man. That's when I really get the most activities, when I'm by myself, I think. And there's nobody out there. Like, I go, like, the first part of the week when the lake is really, really quiet, man, and I'm out there by myself. And I just,
well, yeah,
I'll stay all night,
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
That's what it takes, man. You got to get out there. You got to get out there. You got to stay out there. You got to keep your eyes peeled. You got to keep your cameras rolling, and that's the only way you're going to get anything. You sitting at home ain't going to do it. That's for sure. But,
yeah, you're right.
I did a lot of internet research, but before I even started this, just to get my mind wrapped around what I was going to be doing, But now I don't even, all the stuff that I see on the internet, that I was looking at on the internet and used on the internet, I don't even use it anymore. I collect my own data, man. I go buy my own stuff, and I don't really put anything. I don't put much work in what's on the web nowadays. I just use my own thing, man. I don't even hardly look at the internet anymore on this. But I've gathered a lot of stuff, a lot of video. I've got a couple videos, man, that I'd really like to send you, man. I wish, you said you had some friends that could really do some stuff with videos. I got some stuff on videos I can't even explain.
Right.
It's nothing like what I've seen on the web. I can't even tell you what it is, to be honest with you. I really would like to have the video, broken down and see what I got on, see what it is I got on film, because I don't know what it is.
Well, yeah, definitely. What I'll do is give you my email address, and you'll probably have to drop it into like a Dropbox or a Google document file where it comes to me kind of unfiltered, basically, and I can actually pass that on to the people that I know that can actually work with the video. So, because sometimes when you email stuff or when you send stuff via phone text, it degrades the video and it pixelates it way too much.
Right, exactly. I have found that out. So there's videos that I got that when I first took them, but I've transferred them so many times that the megapixels are broke way down and you can't really tell what's going on. So, but I bought some more equipment, man, some more high def cameras, and I'm going to invest in some thermal imaging in the next couple of weeks, man, so I can really get some stuff, man. That there's no doubt what you got there. So,
well, that sounds awesome, man. I wish you luck, and you also stay safe out there. Be very careful what you're doing.
Oh yeah, you have to. Believe me, man. When I realized what was out there, man, I don't turn my back on anything anymore when I'm out there. So,
yeah, I don't blame you.
Well, shoot, man. I'm like I said, I'm anticipating the next time you come, man. I can't wait.
Well, I'm back. I've been off work, working, and been all over the country here lately. So I'm back now.
Like it.
I'm back, and I'm going to try and delve into my schedule this week and see if I can start kind of digging back into the research more. I want to get back out there with you and some others that I've spoken with about some other things, such as the ghosts. Some haunted places reported UFO sightings up in Kentucky. So I've been invited all over the place. I've just got to try and nail down the time when I could get there.
Cool, man.
But
I'd like to go with you on some of your things, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The more the merrier, man.
Right. Cool, yeah, man. Heck yeah.
All right, Phillip, man, it was great to have you on again. And like I said, you've got my number.
Man, my pleasure.
You call back anytime, even if you just want to shoot the bull, just give me a shout.
I will, Paul. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Well, you take care and stay in touch.
You too, Paul. And I will, buddy. Thanks, bud.
All right. Thank you, dude. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. Bye.
And that's a wrap on this episode of Mysterious Huntsman. Another interview with Phillip. Everybody likes hearing Phillip talk about his Bigfoot adventures in around the volunteer state. All right, stay tuned, guys. I've still got some really cool guests coming up that have a lot of credentials, a lot of background, and a wealth of information to share with us. So stay tuned, and we will see you next time.